You always have to check. Great. Hi, everyone. I'm Dallas Piana, and you are on the Coaches Scaling Secrets Facebook group, where every Wednesday at 11 o'clock Pacific, I do a live presentation on something educational, something that you may want to know about, what's cutting edge, what's working now, anything to help you market your business online. So if you're just hopping on, say hi. Love to see who's here. A lot of you signed up, wanted to watch this today. It's great. Maybe you can't catch it live. I will certainly, because you indicated over in the events section, if you wanted to hop on live, or maybe I will actually tag you after this live, so you are for sure going to see this. Okay, so say hi if you're hopping on live, and if you're watching the replay, just hashtag replay, and then I won't tag you again. Okay, all right. So today is actually part 2 of talking about ChatGPT. So what the heck is ChatGPT? Well, ChatGPT is a language processor. So it's like a chat bot. We've all experienced chat bots in our messengers, right? So where you say something and the chat bot responds, but the person who set up the chat bot actually set up what the responses are going to be. Well, it's the same thing here in this language processor. We can ask this language processor for information on, what are the top tips for solutions to a struggle that your ideal clients have. You can ask this language processor to write your emails for you regarding a particular subject, or a sales page, or a post, giving it like parameters of what you want the post about, or what do you want them to talk about, or, like a framework. You can say what the framework is, and out will come, information for you to take and then post. But before we post it, you're going to see it needs to be tweaked. It's too generic. What is coming out from this kind of artificial intelligence, so it's like a robot, it's a chat bot, okay? It's a language bot, is that it's coming out generic, or it's coming out with industry jargon. So you need to tweak it and make it your own in several different ways. And what I love about this is, just recently, a very famous copywriter, maybe you've heard of him, David Deutsch, put out some like a formula to kind of follow to tweak it. And so let's just go through it, and then we are going to look at an example. Okay, so he uses an acronym EDITS, EDITS. So first of all, you've got E stands for emotion. You got to put emotion back into the copy, okay? Because when I'm going to show you copy, you're going to see it's unemotional. Actually, let's go. I'm going to actually pull it up so you can see it. Okay, so there's 2 ways to get into ChatGPT. There's the backdoor entry, which is beta.openai.com/playground. And then there's the front door entry, which is chat.apps.openai.com/authoritative/login. And I'll put those in the description box so you have them, okay? Now, I just checked this, and I try to go in through the front door, and they are locked out. So many people are trying ChatGPT right now because it's free, okay? So you want to experience it and see if you could use it in your own business, in your own content marketing, creating content. Would this work for you? So when it becomes a paid, and it will become a paid service, like, $50 a month or $25 a month, you will have already experienced it and decide, is this something I want to use? Okay. And then there's the backdoor entry. So I have already opened up the backdoor. Here we go. Okay. And I've already put in the problem, but I'm going to put it in again so you can see. Okay. So here's the problem, or what I want them to write copy for. So it's write the problem, agitate, and a solution for why coaches need a customer avatar. So, that's one thing I teach in my programs, right? Is, what is a customer avatar? Why do you need one? So I'm writing it down here and then I'm submitting. Okay. And so, I think I have to log back in. So let's see if I can log back in. Let's hope I can get back in. Let's go to the back door. Okay, yeah, I'm back in. All right, paste, here's the problem. Submit down here. It's not a problem. It's so you see how it is generating language, it's generating content for me. So I asked it to write a copy is text, copy is content. It's another word for content in the marketing sphere around create the problem, agitate it a bit, and then solution. So that is a way to write in marketing, right? For why coaches need a customer avatar. So let's just see what it wrote. Problem, coaches struggle to effectively engage with their clients and provide the best advice due to lack of understanding of the customer individual needs. Ugh. So that's pretty dry. Agitate. As a result, coaches are not able to provide the level of service their customers needs and expect, leading to a lack of customer loyalty and decreased customer satisfaction. Still pretty dry, right? Solution. Coaches should create a customer avatar, which is detailed description on and on and on. Okay, it's pretty dry. So I may want to ask it to refine this and actually write this, copy it. I'm going to put it down below. And I want it to write this out in a playful voice. Okay, see if I can get some more emotion into the copy that's coming here, and then you have to submit. Okay, better. Coaches have a hard time truly connecting with their clients, which leaves them unable to provide the best advice and guidance. Okay, so if I follow David Deutsch's formula, the first thing I want to do is I want to edit this, use the edit, acronyms, and E stands for emotion. Okay, so I want to put some emotion in this copy to make it my own, right? Or else it becomes more textbooks. It's more generic. It's textbooky. So when we're writing copy in our post, wherever you're doing it, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, wherever, or even in emails or even blogs, you want to create some emotion in there and some familiarity between what you're writing and who you're writing to. Remember, you want to write to one person only. Now, this might help you get some ideas of what to write about, but then you need to take the information and make it personal, okay? You want to bring it down. So coaches have a truly hard time. So what I would do here with the first one, what I would do is I'm going to go over to my worksheet so you can see hard time to, okay, so what I would do, so I just copied this earlier so we don't waste time onto a document. So this is what the ChatGPT produced. Coaches find it hard to connect with the right people and find their ideal clients. So if I'm going to make this personal, I'm going to put it in a post. I'm going to actually write it out. Do you have a hard time connecting with the right people? Who are your ideal clients? Who are your ideal clients? Okay, so I took it from a very generic sentence and I'm warming it up as I'm speaking to one person at a time. Do you have a hard time connecting with the right people? Who are your ideal clients? So that could be even a title of my post, right? And then I'm going to agitate the problem. Coaches are throwing darts in the dark, spending time and money on advertising that isn't reaching the right people and missing out on potential customers who could benefit from their services. Dry. So you could say, are you, again, a question, throwing darts in the dark, spending time and money on advertising that isn't reaching the right people? Okay, period. Too long. And missing out. And you are just missing out on potential customers who could benefit from your service. Okay, you want to make it so you're speaking to one person. Okay, because they're talking generically. You've got to make the copy more talking to one person at a time. Okay, and then the solution, coaches need to create a customer avatar to help them identify. So you could say here, the first thing I would recommend is that you create a customer avatar to help you identify with, instead of targeted market, because that's more of a jargon in marketing, with your ideal clients, right? So that you can create the perfect marketing plan for your services. You see how I warmed that up? Okay. Here we go. By creating a customer avatar, coaches, you can, so I'm still talking to one person, not the masses, bring it down to one person. You can make sure their marketing efforts, you can make sure your marketing efforts are focused on the right people, and you can provide the perfect service to your ideal customer. Now, what I might add here is maybe even an experience of a client who I worked with. And them doing the above and what happened. So giving a before, middle, and end to it, really bringing in the experience of it, okay? Or you can even throw in more emotion in here. You could hear, do you have a hard time connecting with the right people who are your ideal clients? I did when I just started out building my business online. So creating, a connection with someone, you were there too. Are you throwing darts in the dark, spending time and money on advertising that isn't reaching the right people? Question mark, right? These are questions. Are you just missing out on the potential customer that could benefit from your services? And then go into the solution. So this is one way to use the copy from ChatGPT to take an idea that you have. They will give you the generic kind of textbook answer to your question, and then you need to actually provide some editing. Okay, so let's go through, like David Deutsch, what he is saying here basically is, I guess you're not even seeing my work, are you? Yeah, you can't see the screen. Unbelievable. Oh my God. You guys can't see the screen. Why not? Oh, I know why. You know why? I didn't share the screen. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So basically, you guys, I'm going to put, here's your backdoor entry. Here's the front door entry. I will put those two links in the description box above. Okay. And then I will, this is the problem that the GPT showed. And actually, oh boy, yeah, didn't even see it produce it. Okay. And then this is the work I did. Oh boy. Okay. So let's go back. Let me just show you. Here I have it open. And this is what I did. I took what I want this language processor to give me some information on. Okay. And I went down here and I said, write the problem, agitate, solution for why coaches need a customer avatar. And I hit submit. Okay. And boom, it's giving me a very textbook, generic, robotic answer to that question. Okay. And then I asked it to be more playful. So let me just copy this. We'll just do this over so you can see what's going on here. Okay, submit. And so I asked for it in a playful voice. So it's now being more, trying to get it to be more humanized myself, okay? But it's still not humanized enough. So that's why I went to, and I took what it said, I copied it and put it on a Word document of some kind. Here it's Google. And then I started to refine it, okay? So what I did is I started to create, instead of it saying coaches often struggle, I said, you have a hard time connecting with the right people who are your ideal clients. So what I did is I took the text from ChatGPT and I started to make it my own, okay? And I made it so I'm talking to one person instead of the textbook's answer, okay? But you can do what I'm trying to show you. You can ask it to really give you anything. So if you wanted 10 tips to write content for Facebook post more, let's say efficiently. Let's see what happens. Submit. Set up a goal. Brainstorm. Write a compelling headline. Keep your post concise. Use visuals. Ask questions. Use storytelling. Use hashtags. Promote the post on other social media platforms. Track and analyze. So if you're stuck, this is what I'm trying to say, stuck here, trying to come up with content for any of your content marketing in any of the platforms or your email or your blog posts, this is a great way to start, okay? It's going to give you some generic language to start from. And then what you want to do is you want to make it more humanized, right? You want to make it so that you're talking to one person instead of generically, okay? Because what you're going to start to see is that it's becoming more robotic. The more you work with it, it becomes robotic. You're going to see it. It has the same kind of formula built into producing you with the information that you want. So what I'm saying here also is you want to take this, create some emotion in it, create some color to the content, to the copy. And color, oftentimes when we write, is by using adjectives to explain or to add some pizzazz to the copy, to the text, okay? So what do I mean by that? Use powerful storytelling to keep your reader interested and engaged. You know, powerful is an adjective that you could put before storytelling to put some more color into that sentence, okay? So that's what I mean by that. you want to always be talking to one person instead of global. Okay, one person. And that's basic, 101 email marketing, just content marketing. Okay, you know that, I think, pretty much. And you want to get as specific as you can. You will see that these are pretty generic and not specific, but it's a good jumping off point for you. Okay, it's a good jumping off where you can use this playground, so to speak, to get you started in writing something, because I think a lot of, I'm just going to stop sharing here now. I'm so sorry about that. A lot of people I work with, when you're just getting started, right? You're like, what do I write about? But you can chunk down your program and take themes from it or concepts or components of it and ask the chatbot to write something for you, okay? And then make it your own, is what I'm saying. Put compassion in there, put passion in there, colorize it, give it some more oomph, or else it's too dry. Okay, it's too dry. And people will go to sleep or they'll just scroll on by. Okay, let's see. Do we have any, let's see. Let me see if I can see the questions. Okay. Oh, the front door, well, yeah, the Ravina, you can get, a lot of times you can't get in the front door because too many people are using the front door to get in. And you'll see something on the screen saying, we're at capacity. We're working on opening up more space so more people can jump on. So then go to the back door. It's a different website that you're going to. It looks different. The front door just has a search bar at the bottom. This actually has a big writing space for you. So, okay, so that's one thing. Let's see what else we have here. Can we get into the comments? Hi, Joe. Hi, Lilia. Jerry's on. Brandy's on. Hi, Brandy. Hi, Joe. Great. Okay. Any questions, you guys? Has anyone used it? Are you playing with it? Have you started looking at it, seeing where maybe this could help you? I mean, it is also a great way if you're stuck with titles for lead magnets, or you're stuck with, titles for posts to grab people's attention. You could ask for headlines. You could ask for inspirational quotes around the theme. It would give you that, okay? And then obviously you're going to pick and choose, what do you like, okay? And then make it your own as well. Joe never used it. Lilia Ackerman never used it. Jerry, you have used it. Great. What have you done? What have you used it for? What kind of posts? Posts, headlines, tips, emails, blogs, what? Ravina is using it. Okay, great. Sarah has used it. Good. Okay, so remember, these are the things you want to do. You want to make it, you want to pull in, remember the acronym, the letters edit, EDITS. So you want to put emotion in. You want to break up the pattern so it's not so robotic, okay? You want to speak to one person, change it from generic everybody to that you're talking to one person. Okay, that's why I like a lot of times starting with questions, right? You want to add color. You want to take the perspective of the ideal client and change the there to you. You want to be talking to you. What's in it for you? Okay. And you want to make it more specific, right? And what I like to do is put some color into it by adding adjectives to make it more, engaging, right? Okay, so I just lost this. And thanks for the like. Ooh, we have a lot more comments. For titles of the weekly program, great. Oh, titles for like a podcast or something like that. Let's see. anything else here, you guys, that you need to do? What does EDIS stand for? Okay, so it's the EDIS is emotion. The D is deja vu, which is it's more robotic. You want to break it up. So you want to start with you want to start taking the marketing words that it'll give you and make it into more layman terms. Okay, you want to break it down into layman terms, whatever it's got. So you saw that it was using things that are, you know, marketing campaigns. My ideal clients, when they're starting out, do not know what a marketing campaign is. So I want to bring it down to their level of understanding. Okay. The I is for identifying, putting, so you adding more, identifying, putting more color to the sentence, putting more adjectives in, identifying, creating more identification with the words, okay? And the T is taking the prospective's point of view, right? So you're talking to one person, take their point of view instead of the whole or the many. And the S is become more specific. Get it from generic to more specific. So remember, it is just a guideline to work with. Okay. Now I just read, which is interesting because the big buzz has been out there that kids are, you know, high school students are using it to write their term papers. And so the owner of ChatGPT just created a you know, I don't know what you would call it, but something for teachers to put in there to their papers to tell them if they used ChatGPT. Okay. So they're clamping, he's helping teachers, you know, say, you know, you used a robot to help you generate this term paper, you know, that's not going to cut it. So it's slowing down, you know, because you want, obviously you want these kids to be able to write content themselves, right? Write term papers themselves. So there are some disadvantages out there, but you know, he's trying to nick them in the bud. Okay. So, oh, good. Your live program in your Facebook. A value post. Yeah, great, great, good. All right. So just remember, don't rely on it too heavily. It is great if you are stuck and you're like, oh, what am I going to write about? Or you're doing, you know, you're doing batch content writing around a theme for the month. Maybe you're doing something like that. You could ask it to give you you know, 15 titles of different posts to do around a theme. Okay, and then you could take each title and ask it to write a paragraph or two about the title. So it is actually helping you get into the writing mode. Okay, I hope this helped everyone today. Drop some comments if you have comments or you have more questions, drop them below, or, you know, DM me. I'm, you know, always checking my DMs and answering questions over there as well. All right, you guys have a great day. Bye.